I want to see if by digging out a little bit of a recess in the bodies to allow this whole bridge system to recess into the body as you pull up on the whammy bar. And you can't do that when it's decked out here and it stops right on the body. See that? And the way Leo Fender made it so that, underneath this system here is a block. You see that block over here. And then we have about this much area here on the the top surface for this whole bridge system to be resting on when it's decked. Now, what I want to do is I want to remove a little bit of this wood that it's resting on up until the fulcrum point of these 6 screws over here. And the fulcrum point, which would be, on this on this whole bridge section plate. Anyway, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to see if I can just do a little magic marker here. Actually, this magic marker is not working too well here. So I can figure out where I need to cut into the wood. Is it coming out? And giving a little excess room wouldn't be so bad. So you know what? I think I might go to a different Sharpie. Let's go to a different Sharpie. All right, so here we go. Let's just go to a big old fat head. So we'll give it a little extra, and then like that. Like that. Actually, I could just go like this, right? Right. And this will go right in here. Right there. There. Now, I can't get into underneath this this plate here until I'll probably have to remove a little. I got to do some removing here. So, but anyway, it looks like this is the area that I need to take out. Yeah, let's do this. We don't need to have this neck here. In fact, we just don't need it. I kind of work better without the neck involved. And I suspect it was touching some parts over there, like closer to here. So now what I'm thinking about doing is, see, if you notice on all strats, on the strat bridge plate, you'll see that there's like this bevel here, this this fulcrum point here that we get. See that? And what I want to do is I want to relieve some of this wood on here. And we're going to relieve it up to about this point here. In fact, let me get this like this. Something like that right in the middle of there. I'd say like that. Something like that. And now we're just gonna, something like that. Right? That's what we need to, so we need to remove this, all of this stuff out. And so like I said before, the challenge is gonna be, I know there's gonna be a little differences here, that I won't be able to use my, my Post-its here to to figure out exactly how much I gotta, you know, set this up like that. I won't be doing that, so I gotta figure something else out. But I'll figure that out. Right now, what I want to do is I want to be able to recess this so that it can, you know, go into the body a little bit. Just a little bit. Probably all I need to do is just go in for like about, you know, some like 3/30 seconds or maybe a little bit more than a 1/16 of an inch down here. Maybe I'll even go for, yeah, maybe 3/30 seconds or 5/30 seconds. Something good like that. Something that I can get some play in there. And obviously, you know, the deepest part I need to go is into this area, back here. All of this back here. By the time we get over here, this doesn't have to be so deep. So, yeah, so all of this area is going. We're going to take all of that off. Right? And how we're going to take that off, I'm not really sure. But in the meantime, I think I got some other things I got to do. I think I'm going to have to probably take out more of the guts. Well, I could. Yeah, I probably should. Let's take out the guts. Yeah, I think, well, there's something to be said about doing things a little different, and sometimes that difference is, that kind of difference makes a difference! Look! Gee! I did that! I literally butchered you up as an experiment. It's not even totally clean. There's some straggly bits. Oh my God, is this so much more fun? Oh my, even when this was coming off. And it's not the fault of the arm, because this arm comes from my Squire 6. But it's so funny that it's so extra long, that I mean, look at it, almost comes all the way out to here. It's crazy. That's because of the regular Stratty arm is, I want to get a different arm. But anyway, long story short, oh my God, I might just do this to all my Strats. Why doesn't Fender do this? It's relatively easy. I mean, look, I was using chipmunk mentality, and I got this done. I'm kind of ashamed of myself. I am a craftsman, but the craftsman in me went out the door a long time. I kind of retired from craftsmanship. Oh my God. Hey, listen, if you're getting any sort of kick from all of these shenanigans, it's okay. You can subscribe. Why don't you do that? That would be a really cool thing if you did. Moving on with the show. Well, you saw what I decided to do. I chopped into my guitar. I didn't do it for you guys. I actually did it for me. You guys are just witness. Okay. Long story short, screw that. It's short story long. That's how it works here at my channel. And the way it is like this. It's like this. First, her name is Becca. Okay, because that's it. Just Becca. Anyway, she's an ST62 by Harley Benton. She's always been a good girl. She's my chosen one to do all my test monkey stuff too. So I've done a lot of testing on her. Weird stuff, And this particular new mod is a new thing that I was actually intending to do that to my Slimy. It's my other ST62 that I featured. Oh my God, I don't need this. That I featured once before in another previous episode. Like that one. Or like this one. Point is this, folks. This is Becca. Okay, now Becca wasn't always like she doesn't inspire me to go fast. She's like one of those guitars. I just don't know what that is. Why she does that to me. It's there's other guitars that do that. Like Slimy will make me want to go fast, like shred. But this Becca doesn't. I don't know what it is. But I get another thing. I get this other angst that comes out. So, as you see, with Becca, my Harley Benton ST62 Vintage Sunburst, which I've had now for about 3 years now, maybe 3.5 years. It's a good guitar, really good. Great for the money. It far outshines, I hate to say it, but the Squires of this. Yeah, the Squires don't come up to it. Anyway, point is, this particular Harley Benton of mine, ST62, which I'm very fond of, is my least favorite of all my ST62s. And because of that, I've usually chosen her to be testing grounds for just about everything, including like this relicing job, which one of these days I'll show you how I went through. One day I'll show you how I went through that process of just ripping her anew. Yeah, but it was a thing. I wanted to experiment that. I wanted to experiment with relicking, so I never did that before. So I learned a few things, and mostly things what not to do. Point is this, folks. This particular episode is about floating this thing here and putting that in that little socket. Making a little routing in there. Well, now I didn't route anything for real because I was poorly. Look, folks. Maybe this camera. I think this camera's better. Oh, I don't know. Not this one. I think this one. How about that? You can see that. See that? You see that? Does that make sense to you? It sure makes sense to me because you know what? It works. See this works. This works. I just. It's amazing. It's not like having a Floyd Rose or a Kaler. Collar. I had a Kaler. A Kaler. Back in the 80s, or early 80s. When they were first competing with Floyd Rose, I had a Kaler. Beautiful, beautiful system. But I now, 35, 40 years later, I like just, your standard trem system, 6-pointer, and sometimes I take, 4 screws out and I make it into a 2-point. And I might just do that. We'll see. With this one too. But this is something that I always had in the back of my mind. Why would we just recess a little bit in here? And lo and behold, it does go in, into the body. And you pull back. And now because of that, I don't know if you can see that. Maybe on this one here better. But the action is even lower, and more consistent because I don't know. Yeah, because now I could set the trem a little flatter, but it can still move up and it can then move down even further. So, but I got some more experimenting to do here. I'm gonna do. See, I gotta research some arms. I may have to make a new arm. Because I think this also changes a lot of things. I decided, you know what? I'm not even going to bring out no, I don't need to bring out another arm. I was having fun with this. And folks, I'm just beating around the bush. You don't have to do these crazy things. Don't even do them. In fact, don't do them. You don't have to do them. There's guitars already routed out for Floyd Roses and stuff like that. I don't know. But you know what? If you have a guitar that you wanted to say, let me see if I use some Cro-Magnon tools on it and see if I can dig out a little carving hole for the little block of, bridge, that bridge plate, that Fender-esque bridge plate. See if it can recess in there. But just keep in mind, you can only recess past where the 6 screws are. Can't go any further up here. Otherwise, I think you may be messing up. You will mess up with shit. So it's dependent that you cannot go past those screws when you're routing out. And like I said, you also have. Well, if you're gonna do it the way I did it, like a moron, then you just it's all about digging deep in the back as far as possible, and then you can taper up as you go. And you saw how I did it. Come on. So long as you don't trip on your own cape, even an ape can do this. All right. Hey, thanks for watching. I got so much out of this. I don't know. It got me somewhere. It got me closer to Becca. And here's another thing I wanted to mention. There were times when I was playing, and this kept on falling off because it's just pressed in there. That's a Wilkinson block that's in here too as well. But I like I can use the standard Harley Benton block and just as fine. Once you set it up right, it works just as fine. And I don't know about the extra sustain or anything, but I do know this. This particular one with the big block, Wilkinson block, has the least amount of sustain of my ST62s. So what does that tell you? It doesn't tell you anything. Because most of the ones that I would associate with having long sustain or added sustain due to, because of the big block, whether it's brass or whatever, it's like, hey, it's magic there, you know? In this case, this did once have an upgrade of the Wilkinson. This whole plate is a Wilkinson plate. You know, no, is it a Wilkinson plate? No, this is a Harley Benton plate with the Wilkinson block and Wilkinson saddles. Because the Harley Benton plate, no, the Wilkinson plate didn't fit as well on the 6-point saddle that the standard Harley Benton base plate. So, that's a thing that I should mention, that if you are going to change this, and suppose you just wanted to make the basic upgrade over here, which for me is, I don't like the pokey bits coming out of the old-fashioned saddles, saddle designs for Fender. Sorry, that's just the way it is. But I do like the way they look, I just don't like the way they feel. And you know me, I'm a tactile person. That's why these up here, they're smooth stainless steel. I think they're Wilkinsons up here. So, these kind, you know what I'm talking about. Look at these things. Yes, you see it. You've seen these before. I don't know. There's so many brands making these the exact style. It could just get the Wilkinsons. All right. Point is, you know what's really important? Another thing that you guys all have to know: if you're gonna play with the whammy bar, any whammy bar. If you need rollers, you can get the little roller things. You know, you gotta kill all the friction points. You know, this nut is lubed up, baby. You know what's funny? I think I only lubed it up once. In in probably the last 2 years, right? At least, at the most, right? But yeah, and it's yeah. I don't know. Maybe that's all just. But it's a placebo effect, all right? Okay, so anyway, I like you, Becca. You've come back to me. It's not like you ever went anywhere. I went places. I went to other places. But I think I'm back now. I think I like being with you. We totally so much more fun. I don't know what happened to you. I don't know who had their fingers in you, but you're just so creamy now. No, not creamy. No, creamy's in the other one. She'd be upset. No, you are no creamy. I'm sorry. You're not creamy. You're not, and then you're definitely not slimy. Like, Slimy's definitely. Oh, where is Slimy? Everybody's in the other room, and you're Becca, and you're special. Thank you. Thank you for letting me dig into you and, giving you some more room to go play around with your wiggle stick. Thank you for watching. Hope you got something out of this. See you the next time I get all choked up for something new in my life. Okay, gotta go now.